In a world where superpowers known as quirks were the normal, that you could go down the street and see a man that had the power to fly. And at this world, there were many things. But when it came to power, there needed to be balance. In this world, there was a myth that when great powers arose, one power would follow. One that sole purpose was death itself. When people felt immortal, death would follow right behind them. Mom, can you please take me to check what quirk I have? Yeah, honey, just give me 1 second. A boy by the name of Izuku Midoriya had no clue that his life was going to change in the most drastic way possible. Inko, the mother of Izuku Midoriya, brought her son to the doctors to find out what his quirk was. When they arrive, the doctor runs some tests and he finds out what the young man's quirk is. What? This kid's quirk? He has the quirk. He has the quirk that Master wants so badly. I must inform him now. The doctor walks out of the testing room. Well, Miss Midoriya, I have bad news. Your son is quirkless. Midoriya begins to cry and Inko tries to comfort him. It's okay, doctor. We'll be leaving now. Now driving back home. Mom, do you still think I could be a hero, even though I don't have a quirk? Of course, honey. I have full faith in you. As she says this, a black van crashes into their car. Hold on, Izuku! The car flips multiple times and slams into a building. Izuku, are you okay? Yeah, Mom, I think so. Okay, good. Now let's get out. They get out, but then tons of cars, as well as people, stand with guns at the ready. Get on the ground! Inko begins to tell them that this isn't right, that they were just in a car accident. Izuku runs to Inko. Please don't shoot. Tell the kid to get away from you now! Izuku listens. Mom, what is happening? Everything will be fine, Izuku, I promise. As she says this, they begin firing their guns at Inko, killing her. We can't have anyone alive associated with the Reaper. Izuku runs to his mom. Mom, wake up. Izuku touches his mom's face, and her body vanishes into a black dust. And he sees her soul leave her body, but as her soul does so, she smiles, and leaving, mouthing the words, "Live for me, Izuku." Izuku stands up. Kid, get down if you don't want to die. He looks at the soldiers, and a black mist covers him. No, you killed the only person I loved. Everyone, open fire! The bullets begin raining down on Izuku, but as they hit, they just disappear. Izuku reaches out his hand and closes it into a fist, and all the soldiers instantly disintegrate. I'm sorry I couldn't save you, Mom, but now I know what truly is happening. This isn't what I thought it was. For years, Izuku was deemed as dead, and even he had a funeral in which Bakugo and his family were there saying their last goodbyes. In the distance watching. I'm sorry, Kachan, but be the #1 hero for both of us. Midoriya roamed Japan and found an abandoned place that he started staying in, and he decided to steal and basically get things for the place and created his own base as if it was home to him. During this time, he gained various abilities like teleporting, summoning a scythe, morphing into other people, and many other things. At the age of 10, he was already known in Japan as the Grim Reaper. All the way until he was 15, Izuku would lay low and go out at night in his cloak and hunt down people who were villains or even fake heroes. I should really be more careful moving in the daytime. If anyone would see me now, I have no idea what would happen. Midoriya then came by a place where everyone was crowded. Hey mister, what is happening? Oh, that sludge villain has a kid. Midoriya looks over and his eyes grow wide. That's Kachan. Bakugo was struggling, trying to get out of the sludge villain. You damn piece of trash! Let go of me, or I'll blow you to pieces! Midoriya begins looking around, seeing that nobody is helping. Damn it, Izuku. Well, Kachan, I guess you still have a soft spot in my heart. Midoriya morphs into his Reaper form and teleports in front of them, 5 meters away from the sludge villain. Everyone begins to murmur. Oh my god, is that the Grim Reaper? But I swore he was a villain. Then a boy comes up. You see that? He isn't a villain. He's gonna save that boy. Midoriya, under his mask, smiles, thinking that, wow, he just got, called a hero. The sludge villain begins to quiver in fear. What? What are you doing here, Grim Reaper? Enough talking. Your judgment is death. The sludge villain disintegrates into ash, and Midoriya sees the villain's soul go straight down. Hell it is, I guess. Midoriya is about to leave until surrounded by heroes. We can't let you leave, Grim Reaper. I have no intention in fighting or killing you all. I was only here to save him. He has a promise to fulfill. Bakugo stands up. What? What promise? What do you even know? You will be the future #1 hero. Isn't that right, Bakugo Katsuki? Or should I say, Kachan? Midoriya teleports away, and the heroes curse themselves for not being able to catch him, and Bakugo begins to cry. The only person who could called me that is Izuku. Is he? No, he's dead, right? Midoriya is now at home base. He walks over to his bed and lays down, and his eyes full of tears. I'm sorry, Kachan. I may be the Grim Reaper, but I will always be helping, or at least trying to protect you, until you can truly fulfill your promise. Flashback to his own funeral. Yeah, Mom, I won't cry, because Izuku wouldn't want that. He would tell me to be the #1 hero for both of them, for both of us. That's what I'll do. For Izuku, I'll do it for both of us. Back to present. Kachan, I know you can do it, but for now, I will continue what I promised myself. Midoriya then decides that the best way to ensure that Bakugo will be the future #1 hero is to be by his side. He decides that he will partake in the UA entrance exam, but will transform into someone else to make sure that he won't get noticed. For the next couple days, Midoriya gets paperwork and other things to actually prove that he went to middle school. The day of the exam came, and Midoriya arrived at the exam site. Remember, your name is Darren Till, not Midoriya. Darren Till. Midoriya walks into the exam site and he sits down. President Mike explains that they will all be separated into separate groups and will take the written portion of the exam. Midoriya follows instructions and turns in the exam in only 5 minutes. President Mike calls to him asking if he's sure that he wants to turn it in now, that it's only been 5 minutes. Yes, I'm sure. It was pretty easy. Midoriya, with this new power of being the Grim Reaper, he also has a wealth of knowledge that basically goes back centuries. So a test that is considered of middle school knowledge really wasn't a problem for him. He goes back to his seat. President Mike looks to see that he got all the questions correct, and he begins to wonder, who is this kid truly? Everyone finishes up their exam, and Midoriya is sent to Gate 3. When he arrives, he looks around and can't find Bakugo. Damn, well I guess he's in another gate. The gate opens for the practical, and Midoriya goes sprinting out in his shadow form. He begins to destroy tons of robots, and the teachers are all watching in a booth above. Aizawa, who is that kid? It says his name is Darren Till, and his quirk is Shadow. Interesting. He definitely is fast and strong. What about his written test scores? President Mike then tells Nezu that he got a perfect score. Nezu looks at Aizawa, saying that this kid has some amazing potential, but doesn't his quirk look really familiar? Aizawa agrees, and they continue to watch. Well, I think that's enough. I should try not to draw too much attention to myself. Midoriya then sits on a building until the ground begins to shake. Aizawa, look closely, please. If this Till kid fights, this 0-pointer. Aizawa looks intently at him as Midoriya charges at the 0-pointer. He does have a familiar fighting style. Well, to him. But he could just be a fanboy. True, Aizawa, but let's keep an eye on him. Midoriya charges at the 0-pointer, making a shadow sword, slicing it into pieces. Wow, thank you for saving me. A girl says this, but Midoriya doesn't even listen and just walks away. He begins to walk out, but is stopped by Aizawa and Nezu. Hello, Mr. Till. I would love to speak with you. Am I in trouble? Not at all, actually, but me and Aizawa are here to ask you some questions. Okay, go ahead. Midoriya begins to think to himself if they know or not. We want to accept you into UA right now, before you can actually, think about going to any other school. Also, we would like to invite you into the dorms immediately to show our thanks for coming to our school. Wow, are you serious? Yes, we are. Me and Nezu think that you have an amazing potential. Midoriya agrees and says that he doesn't really have family, so dorming will basically help about his living situation. Midoriya moves in all his things, and he has and is told that school will begin in about a week, but if he needs anything to let them know. He thanks them, and when they leave, he just teleports away. Well, I guess it's time for some patrolling. After a couple days of patrolling and eliminated villains and fake heroes alike, he is in an alleyway and someone approaches him. I've been looking for you, Grim Reaper. Or should I call you Izuku Midoriya? What do you want, Stain? Nothing much. Actually, I was highly interested in you, so I did some digging, finding out who you are. I like you, kid. I really do. Just doing my job. Like you said, I'm the Grim Reaper. Yeah, but you're still a kid. Nonetheless, you have my respect. I will be in touch, Mr. Grim Reaper. Midoriya nods, and Stain leaps away. If I wasn't here, you would be the closest human to being death and reincarnate. But at least he makes my job easier. Midoriya teleports back to the dorm and lays on his bed, and hears a knock at his door. And he opens it. Aizawa, wait, you're not Aizawa. Yes, actually, I got recommended into UA. My name is Momo Yayarozu. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, I guess. My name is Darren Till. She tries to say maybe they could do something before classes start, but Midoriya cuts her off, saying no offense, he doesn't have time for all that, but maybe in the future. He closes the door and thanks her for stopping by. That's kind of annoying. I'm not even here to make friends. The first day of UA arrives and Midoriya enters class early. Good morning, Sensei. Aizawa looks at him thinking that this kid is super perceptive, that he wasn't even expecting anyone to actually notice him. Midoriya sits down and sees a kid with blonde hair walk in. It's Kachan. Good, he's in my class. Bakugo sits down and puts his feet on the desk. He does this and a blue-haired boy begins to yell at him, saying to not disrespect UA property. Midoriya walks up to the blue-haired boy. Stop yelling in a classroom. You are disrespecting UA just as much. Well, based on your own knowledge. Midoriya walks back and sits down. The boy by the name of Tenya Ida apologizes and sits down as well. Bakugo turns, thinking that this kid feels familiar somehow. Aizawa then stands up, scaring most of the class. Okay, problem children, introduce yourselves and say your quirk. Everyone does so, and Midoriya goes up last. My name is Darren Till, and my quirk is Shadow. Kind of like Tokiyami's, but I control the shadows myself, and I can turn into one, more or less. Midoriya sits down and can feel Bakugo staring at him as he walks to his seat. Does he know who I am? Okay, problem children. Now put these PE uniforms on and meet me at the field. Everyone changes and they head out to the field. Now we'll be doing a quirk assessment. Here, since you got the first in the entrance exam, throw this ball as far as you can. Aizawa throws the ball to Midoriya. He walks up and launches it, but he can feel that his quirk is gone. 1,000 meters, even without your quirk, huh? Please give it back to me. Turn around first and I will. He turns and the class sees a boy with green hair and green eyes. But before, he actually looked a lot different and had black hair with brown eyes. What do you get out of this, Sensei? Nothing, Till. Just could tell you weren't showing your true appearance, so I wanted to show the class. Bakugo goes flying at him. Is that really you? That person who saved me, it was you, huh? I'm sorry, Kachan, but now that you all have seen me, the class screams, saying, "What, you're gonna kill us?" And he says, "No, I'm not. I'm no villain, but I can't stay here anymore." You know, Till, I've done some research on you. I know who you truly are. Oh, who am I then, Sensei? For starters, your name is Izuku Midoriya, other known as the Grim Reaper. So what are you gonna do? Throw me in jail? Aizawa shakes his head. Kid, I couldn't even if I wanted to. But I don't want you leaving this school either. I want you to be a hero. You know I can't be a hero. This isn't me anymore. This isn't me anymore, Sensei. The green-haired boy I once was, that isn't me. Aizawa puts his hand on his shoulder. Kid, it doesn't have to be. Midoriya shakes his head and tells him that he has a job. He doesn't just kill. He follows a pattern, a list of sorts. Only people who truly need to be judged for their sins. Aizawa looks at him. Kid, go back to the dorms. You got the day off. We will talk there. Midoriya begins to walk away, but Bakugo grabs him. You damn nerd. Where did you go? I thought you died. Bakugo hugs Midoriya. Bakugo, feel free to go with Midoriya. Aizawa sends him off and he continues his test. Bakugo and Midoriya then begin to talk. I'm sorry, Kachan. I truly am, but there was no way around it. I couldn't come back. What happened? Izuku, tell me. Midoriya explains everything that happened leading up to this point. You idiot. You know me and my mom would have taken you in. I know, Kachan, but it was too dangerous. People want my power. It will make them truly immortal. Bakugo looks at him, basically saying that he understands. Midoriya goes to his room and sits on his bed. Well, it was fun while it lasted, I guess. A knock on the door can be heard. Midoriya opens it and sees Aizawa, but also All Might himself. Midoriya, we talked to Nezu, and we decided to keep you here and not tell anyone about your secret. Yes, young Midoriya, as much as I disagree with killing, you are a big reason why crime rate is so far down. Thank you, but are you sure? If news gets out about me, UA will get in trouble, and also maybe in danger. The two of them say that they are pro-heroes, and a little danger does not scare them. Aizawa explains that only Class 1A will know about this secret, but only them. Midoriya smiles and Aizawa tells him that he will still go by the alias Darren Till for safety purposes. But other than that, he will be a UA student from here on out. Thank you, Sensei. This means a lot to me. That I can get to see my best friend become the #1 hero.
Young Midoriya, why don't you want to be the #1?
I know you guys may think so, but I am no hero. I may kill villains and bad people, but a hero is not a title I should hold. Aizawa tells him that soon he will feel like a hero. They leave and Midoriya lays down. I'm surprised they took the news this well. A knock then can be heard at the door. Who is that? Midoriya walks to the door, but then it gets smashed in.
That's him, officers! He's the Grim Reaper!
Midoriya's eyes grow wide to see Ida standing next to various officers.
You aren't going anywhere, Grim Reaper.
The police surround Midoriya. Hey, what is happening?
I know that you're the Grim Reaper. You can't hide it anymore.
Is it because of my quirk? Seriously? I'm just a fan of him. That's why my moves are so similar. A bullet then goes flying at Midoriya, and he thinks that this is the perfect time. A copy of himself busts through the window, and the copy is in his Grim Reaper form. The copy grabs Midoriya and pulls him back. Oh, so you were looking for me? That you would go so far as to hurt an innocent child. The police stand in shock, as well as Ida. Kill the Grim Reaper! The bullets just start flying mid-air and are just in mid-air, almost about to hit both of them, until they just stop. For you officers, I won't kill you, but I will have your souls. The copy of Midoriya reaches out and his eyes turn a red and black color. You deserve death, but I won't kill you. You can roam Earth with no purpose now. And for you, kid, you're lucky I don't kill you now. And green hair boy, stop copying me. I'm not someone you want to mimic. The copy of Midoriya jumps out the window, and Midoriya acts as if he was surprised about what just happened. Till, are you okay? What are you saying? You just tried to get me killed. What kind of hero does that? Ida looks at him in shock, and Midoriya basically runs past him. Midoriya exits the dorms and Aizawa catches him while he was stumbling.
What's wrong, problem child? We heard gunshots.
Let's go somewhere where no one can hear. They go to the teacher's lounge and Midoriya explains the whole situation. That kid, They didn't even know for sure if you were or not, and the police even shot at you. Yeah, so what should I do, Sensei?
You will do nothing. Just be in class like normal. Him, on the other hand, I'll deal with him.
Aizawa leaves the teacher's lounge, and Midoriya heads back to the dorms. The next day, Midoriya arrives and everyone enters class, but Ida is nowhere to be seen.
As you can tell, Tenya Ida is not with us. He was expelled from UA, but is allowed to go to another school if he so chooses to.
Some of the class ask why, and that isn't fair.
Fair, huh? Is it fair that Till has to deal with false accusations of him being the Grim Reaper, and then shot at because of Tenya's rash decisions?
The class goes silent and apologizes, even apologizing to Midoriya. By the way, the whole class still thinks his name is Till, but only Bakugo and the teachers actually know who he truly is.
Now that we are done with that a different teacher will be teaching you today.
All Might then runs through the door.
I am here, walking through the door like a normal person.
All Might tells them all to get on their hero outfits and meet him at Ground Gamma. Everyone does so and Midoriya reveals a purple cloak. Wow, Till, you really admire that Grim Reaper guy, huh? Oh yeah, Kacchan, I really do. It's good to have you back, nerd. even if it's under these weird circumstances.
Midoriya nods and they walk to All Might.
Okay, class. Today we'll be doing heroes versus villain training.
He explains that the villains will protect the bomb and heroes will try to capture it. All Might announces the teams as Kirishima and Bakugo as the villains and Midoriya and Yaoyorozu as the heroes. Why does that name seem familiar? She walks up to him. Hey Till, so what's the plan? I'll just win for us, don't worry about it. I can just shadow step to the bomb. Well, since we have time, why not get to... Midoriya cuts her off. Yeah, I'm sorry, Yaoyorozu. Like I said, I'm not here to make friends. I have a promise to fulfill, and that's it. She kinda looks down and he puts his hand on her shoulder, saying that he truly is sorry. It has nothing to do with her. He feels this way about everyone in their class. All Might announces that the 5 minutes are up and Midoriya teleports, but he calls it shadow stepping and gets the bomb in an instant.
Hero team wins.
They head back to All Might and Bakugo slightly punches Midoriya.
You damn nerd. I wanted to test my strength.
Sorry, Kachan. Maybe some other time. All Might says that Midoriya is the MVP, and after the rest of the matches, they're sent off. Midoriya arrives at the dorms and sits down in his room and begins to get a funny feeling. I have to go. He teleports away and ends up in the same alley that he talked to Stain at a while back.
Grim Reaper, how you been, kid?
Cut to the point, Stain. What do you need?
Oh, just wanted to have a friendly word. I know you are at UA now, and villains plan to attack your school.
Why are you even helping me?
Because, kid, you may not see it, but you are more of a hero than any of these pros. Well, I mean, except for All Might, of course.
Midoriya tells him that he's just doing the job that is set in place for him, and that's it.
Yeah, whatever, kid. Stop acting like you don't have free will. These are still your choices. We will talk soon, Mr. Grim Reaper.
Stain leaves, and Midoriya continues to patrol, taking down some villains, and then teleporting back into his room.
Oh yeah, I need to tell Aizawa.
Midoriya runs to the UA Faculty Center and sees Aizawa sleeping.
Sensei!
What, kid? You better have a good reason for waking me up.
Yes, there is. There will be a villain attack at UA tomorrow.
What? How do you even know that?
Midoriya explains the info he got from Stain, and he explains that Stain for some reason sees him as a real hero.
As much as I hate that you talk to the hero killer, it's good we got this information. I will let Nezu know, so we will have more pro heroes on standby and ready to help at the USJ if needed.
Midoriya nods and leaves, telling Aizawa that if anything, he can handle the villains himself.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, kid.
Midoriya goes to bed and wakes up in the morning and goes to class.
Okay, problem children, today we'll be going to the USJ, so please follow me and we will board the bus.
Everyone heads out, and when they get on the bus, everyone begins to talk about who has the strongest quirks, and people argue between Midoriya and Bakugo and also Shoto, but the whole time Midoriya is just silent.
You weren't kidding, nerd, when you said you had no intention of making friends, huh?
Midoriya shakes his head and pats Bakugo on the shoulder, saying that he is a different person from the Izuku he once knew.
Okay, class, get off the bus, we are here.
When they enter the USJ, they are greeted by Pro Hero 13, but they also see some other Pro Heroes scattered around the area as well. Pro Hero 13 begins to basically explain what they will be doing until a portal opens in the middle of the USJ. Aizawa then begins to think that, damn, this kid, he was right.
13, protect the students.
Aizawa jumps into action and begins fighting as well as other pro heroes hop into the fight.
Damn it, Kurogiri. What were these pro heroes doing here?
I'm not sure, Master, but All Might isn't here either.
Midoriya looks toward the ceiling, and a copy of him comes crashing in his Grim Reaper form and lands in front of the villains. The villains begin to cower, saying that it's the Grim Reaper. We can't beat him. Aizawa looks back to see Midoriya is still standing with his class. Midoriya begins to basically act like seeing the Grim Reaper makes him happy, leaning into the idea of him being just a fanboy of him. The class looks at him, and now all doubts about him being the Grim Reaper go out the window. The other pro heroes look at the Grim Reaper. Aizawa tells them that he only kills those who need to be killed in his eyes. So as long as basically you are true heroes, you are fine. The Grim Reaper walks by the pros and gets closer to the villains. You can shake and be in fear all you want, but it's a simple fact that no one escapes death. The Grim Reaper reveals his scythe, and the small fire villains try to run, but the Grim Reaper slashes through the air, slicing all of them, but they don't actually die. Their souls are pulled out of them and sent to hell, making their bodies in a state of comatose. Kurogiri, get the Nomu! Shigaraki looks at Kurogiri to see him unresponsive. Oh, you're trying to bring reinforcements, huh? Your friend here, Kurogiri, won't be moving anytime soon, but I won't be killing him. His soul is pure. I don't know how, but he has a different fate. Shigaraki looks at him in shock, and a portal beneath him opens, and as Shigaraki falls, you can hear him saying, "Thank you, Master." The Grim Reaper disappears, and Midoriya begins panting behind his hand because of how much strain it took on his body to basically hold a copy for that long and even put that much power into him. Aizawa asks the kids if they are alright, and they ask what about the Grim Reaper and why did he help. Aizawa shrugs, but knows exactly why the Grim Reaper helped. The class is then brought back to the school, and Midoriya tells Aizawa that they need to talk. What's the problem, kid, other than the fact that you made us pro heroes look useless? Well, it helps with clearing my name, Aizawa, and it's about the Kurogiri guy. You have him in custody, right? Yes, why? His soul was pure for some reason, as if he was just being controlled, like a vessel of some sorts. I don't know who he is, but I can tell he is good. Aizawa looks at him in shock and tells him that he can go to him during the sports festival because he can't participate. Yeah, I thought so. I'm fine with that. I have no intentions in doing anything in the sports festival anyways. Okay, good. I will have some Mentos take you to Nezu, and you will be allowed to see Kurogiri with him. Days pass, and the day of the sports festival arrives, and Midoriya is taken to the principal's office. Mr. Till, nice to see you again. Thank you, Principal Nezu. Please call me Nezu, it's just fine. Now, shall we go? Midoriya nods, and they leave UA. They arrive at a police station, and they are allowed into an isolated area with a dormant Kurogiri. Now, Mr. Till, what do you have in mind? His soul is pure, but there's so much blocking him from being the same as he once was. Okay, so what do you have in mind? Midoriya reaches out his hand and begins to chant under his breath. I may choose who lives or dies, but this man is in the middle of both. Let's bring him back. Kurogiri begins to seemingly glitch out, and his face is being revealed. Nezu looks closer and gasps. We need to tell Aizawa and President Mike. I know who this is. Please, Nezu, let me finish. Midoriya finishes the change, and a man with blue hair sits in the chair passed out. Welcome back, Mr. Obero. Death was just not the path for you. Nezu looks at Midoriya in shock, thinking that this kid is insanely powerful. He practically brought someone back from the dead. They take Obero back to UA and call Aizawa and President Mike to the principal's office. Obero wakes up, and Nezu explains what happened and how they saved him from the fate of his. Obero thanks them, and Aizawa and President Mike walk in. They join in a hug and they begin crying, and Midoriya cracks a slight smile.
Thank you, problem child. You have no idea. Midoriya cuts him off. No reason, Aizawa. I have a job and I'm just fulfilling it. Midoriya begins to walk out. Problem child, you know even something like this is beyond your just so-called job description. Yeah, maybe so. But you said I can be a hero, right? Midoriya smiles and walks out. He heads to the dorms and everyone begins asking why he couldn't participate in the festival, and he just basically says that the cops wanted to basically interview him about the connection he has to the Grim Reaper, because this is the second time he was around him basically this week. They all believe him and he just heads to bed. The next morning he goes to class and Aizawa begins to explain what is happening. Okay, problem children, today you will be choosing your internships. I will pass out your list. But till you didn't get any, so you will be interning with me.
Nice. I was gonna ask you if I could intern with you anyways. Aizawa looks at him in shock, but just nods.
Also, you will be choosing your hero names, but since I'm horrible at that, Midnight will be helping you.
She enters and tells the class to write down their hero names and come up. Everyone finishes except for Midori, and the class asks why he isn't going up, but she makes an excuse saying that he already chose his name and when he arrived at UA. But if he wants to share with you, he all can. Midoriya shakes his head, and Midnight tells them that they are all done now and to wait for Aizawa to come back. He arrives and tells basically them to have an internship picked out by the end of the day. Everyone leaves, but Aizawa stops Midoriya.
Kid, I want to have a chat with you.
What is it, Sensei?
Well, I was curious on how you were able to do what you did.
Oh, it's kind of hard to explain, but he was just sitting in this weird place in which he wasn't exactly dead, but he wasn't actually alive either. So I just brought him back to the life side.
But you are the one who brings death, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's what people think, but I also choose where a soul will go. Just think of me as, well, the gatekeeper.
Hey kid, I can't thank you enough for what you did. It was more than any hero out there.
Midoriya basically says no problem, and Aizawa tells him that he will basically be starting his training tomorrow. Sounds good, Sensei. For the next week, Aizawa taught Midoriya how to use the scarf, but he was told to only use it when not out as the Grim Reaper. And also, this allowed Midoriya to increase his hand-to-hand combat ability. You know I don't need hand-to-hand combat, right?
Well, when you were at UA, you do. You can't just disintegrate people.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea, huh? Aizawa shakes his head, saying that sometimes he sounds so smart, but other times he's just like Kaminari. Hey, that's cold, Aizawa. The week passes and no real incidents actually happen in that week because of the fact that Ida isn't actually at UA anymore, and classes resume back up after the weekend. When they arrive, Aizawa explains that they will be having a final exam to see who will be going to the Forest Lodge, saying whoever fails will not be going. He also explains that there will be a practical as well, and as on top of that will be a written, so they will have to study for the next 2 days. Midori studied for those 2 days, but then realized at the end of it, he really didn't need to do that. So at night, he went on a patrol. During his patrol, he was approached by someone.
The Grim Reaper, I've been looking for you.
All for one, huh? What do you want?
Oh, I just want to know why you would save those brats at UA.
There was someone I was looking for, but unfortunately, you got him out, didn't you? All for one begins to laugh, saying, what, you were looking for Shigaraki? Yes, I was, but since you're here, maybe I'll just kill you now. Bro heroes then surround them. Both of you on the ground! Well, maybe some other time, all for one.
Yeah, trust me, kid, we will meet again.
They both leave, all for one using a portal, and Midoriya just teleporting away. The next day, Midoriya takes his written final, in which he finds extremely easy, and then Aizawa tells the class to meet him at the gym. They all arrive and tons of teachers are waiting.
Normally, we make you fight robots in this exam, but we decided to do something different this time around. You will all be paired up facing one teacher.
The class asks does that mean one team will have 3?
No, the one person on their own will be Till, and I will let you all know who he will be facing.
Aizawa does a weird little smirk and continues. After saying who basically everyone else is fighting, he then announces who Midoriya will face.
So Till, you will face
Midoriya, then just cuts him off. I'm facing All Might, huh? Aizawa does a weird grin once again, and All Might comes from the sky.
I am here, and I will be your opponent. Yes, you will be facing All Might, but you're not actually allowed to escape.
Wow, Aizawa-sensei. Looks like you're having fun with this, huh? Aizawa scoffs and tells him that he better start planning. Midoriya then begins to think of the best way to beat All Might. Damn, already my time to fight. I guess that should work anyways. Midoriya then heads to the gate and waits for the signal. The gates swing open, and in an instant he disappears. Class 1A begins to talk, saying, "Oh, where the heck did he go?" Bakugo chimes in, saying that he can teleport, and that they're just idiots not being able to realize that. Midoriya is then right in front of All Might. "Hello, All Might."
Young Till, where did you come from?
"Less talk, more fight, All Might." Midoriya charges at All Might, and All Might throws a punch so hard that the whole city begins to shake. Midoriya phases through it using his shadow form. "Not that easy, All Might. Now take this!" Midoriya slashes the tip of his scythe at the leg of All Might.
Nice move, young Till, but not good enough. What is happening?
"Forfeit, All Might, or this one cut will eat you from the inside out by decaying your insides."
Okay, I forfeit. Make it stop.
Midoriya touches All Might's shoulder and the pain goes away. Till passes. All Might tells him how impressive his display of power was, and they head back to the class. Aizawa then announces that everyone will be going to the Forest Lodge, no matter if they passed or not, and also to be ready with their stuff packed by tomorrow. Everyone agrees and the class is dismissed.
Till, we need to chat.
"What's up, Sensei?"
This trip, I don't know if this is the best idea for you to go.
I see. Does that mean All Might won't be going either?
Yes, actually. Sorry about this, kid.
No, I understand, Sensei. Just feel free to contact me if anything bad happens.
Will do, kid. But ideally, that won't happen.
Midoriya then makes up some excuse to his class when they ask him why he isn't heading out with them, and when they leave, Midoriya heads into the city in search for someone. Now, where could he be? I don't think he got captured quite yet. He walks into an alley and hears a voice. "Grim Reaper, how you been, kid?" Good. Looking horrible as usual, Stain." "You know, you can be nicer to someone who helped you as much as I did." Yeah, thanks for that." Stain then asks him what he wants, and Midoriya asks if he has any info on the LOV, other known as the League of Villains. "Well, kid, this time I'm gonna need some commission of some sort. Basically, to give you that information."
Yeah, I thought so. What do you need?
"The number 2 hero. I need him dead." Well, that can be done. I would ask why, but even I know he's been horrible to be on, well, both of our lists. But I need a favor, from you as well." "What is that?" "You take the credit for it. I don't know how you will do it, but I will bring you some trinket or something to prove that you were the one that killed him." Stain nods, saying that it's better that way anyways. Midoriya tells him that it will be done in the next day or so, and that he will be in touch. Midoriya begins scouting the number 2 hero and what he has been doing, recording his every movement, trying to find the best place to finish the job. So if he does this, then this will be the best area. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., I check you off my list, Endeavor. Midoriya heads to his old home and finds a family actually living there. He walks in to see that they are homeless, or at least were, and it seems that they found this place out of sheer luck. Hello, people that are in my home. They all look at him in shock and are about to run. No need to run. I don't stay here much anymore, so it's fine. They look at him and ask why is he being so kind. I do enough stuff that society deems as improper, so I don't mind helping from time to time. A little boy walks up to him, like basically hugging onto his shirt. What kind of stuff do you do, mister? It can't be that bad. Midoriya then turns into the Grim Reaper form, and the family's eyes widen as he turns back to normal. Don't be frightened. The little boy then begins to smile wide. Oh my god, you're him? My family loves you. What? Are you serious? The mom then explains that years ago, the Grim Reaper killed someone that was blackmailing their family. And now, well, they were homeless, but it's better than being controlled by a madman. Midoriya then tells them that he didn't kill the man because of their experience, though. It was because he was just a list of people that he needed to kill. The mom speaks up, saying that he knew the person was still bad and could have chosen not to kill him, but he knew that it would benefit everyone. So, to her, he is a hero. Midoriya begins to tear up. I'm glad you all are safe. I will be here from time to time, but feel free to stay as long as you want. They all thank him and Midoriya leaves. He sleeps in his dorm and plans for the next day. Night falls and he heads out, finding Endeavor exactly where he thought he would be. He changes into his Grim Reaper form and jumps from above. Endeavor, you have done too much to harm the people in your life. Now you must repent for your sins. Endeavor turns to see the Grim Reaper standing in front of him. Endeavor, without any word, charges forward trying to kill Midoriya, but he goes straight through him. What the hell are you? I told you. I'm the Grim Reaper. I am judgment itself. I'm the only immortal being on this planet. Midoriya begins chaining Endeavor using his shadow-like shackles. This is the last day for you in this world. I will see you soon. Midoriya sends his hand through Endeavor, and his body begins to disintegrate. Midoriya takes a piece of Endeavor's outfit and leaves. Now to meet Stain. After a couple hours of searching, he finds him and throws him the piece of Endeavor's armor. Good work, Grim Reaper. Now for my end of the deal. Stain tells him where their base is. There is even recent rumors of kidnapping that they are planning. Who are they kidnapping? It's some kid with spiky hair. His name's like Bakugo or something. Midoriya's eyes grow wide. Thank you, Stain. This will be the last time we talk. Kid, why does this sound like you are going to die? Well, I kinda am. Has to do with my quirk. I'm nowhere near immortal. I just say that to scare the people I kill. But I've done some research and I can pass down my quirk. I mean, at least that's what legends say. It's said that the next one after me will be immortal. Stain looks at him in shock. Well, Midoriya, I will see you in the afterlife sometime then. Midoriya lifts his hand saying goodbye and walks away, going to the location he was given. Now it's time for the last part of my job. Midoriya waits on the roof and sees many pro heroes approach. They breach the hideout and then the fight is sent outside. Well, time to kill All For One. Midoriya walks out to see All Might and All For One battling, and Bakugo is trying to get away. Damn it all, you League of Villain members. Midoriya at insane speeds teleports in and slices all the League of Villain members down. Bakugo looks at him. Izuku, is that you? Midoriya nods and untransforms his face. This is goodbye, Kachan. I will be killing All For One, and then I will be dead as well. What are you talking about? Midori tells him that this power was never meant for him. It was meant for someone else. Izuku, you can't die. Not again. Just promise me, Kacchan. Be the #1 hero. Midori surrounds Bakugo with shadows, and then he's teleported to a nearby area watching the fight. Midoriya floats up. All for One. Judgment Day has arrived. All for One looks at him and slightly smirks. Oh, you think you can beat me, Grim Reaper? Nothing can stop me from my goal. All Might, leave now. I will defeat him. All Might looks in shock. Leave now, or I'll have to kill you as well. Midoriya points his scythe at All Might. He decides to leave, basically the rest of Midoriya, knowing that this was for the best. Midoriya charges at All for One, grabbing his face, slamming him into multiple buildings. You are the reason for my life, for this shit life that I have. Now repent, you bastard. Midoriya basically begins punching him over and over again. All for One manages to slip away, combining all his quirks into one last strike. Now, Grim Reaper, you go to hell. Don't worry, I'll meet you there soon. Midoriya slices his quirk-infused arm off and then disintegrates his whole body. I did it. Well, now it's over. He teleports to Kacchan and brings him to his home. Izuku, where are we? This was my home, and these are the people I found living here. They told me that I helped them. I thought it was a fitting place to take my last breath. What? No, we can save... No, Kacchan, we really can't. The little boy comes running out and hugs Midoriya. Hey, can I ask you what you want to be? I want to be a hero like you, Grim Reaper. Midoriya smiles and tells him to call him Midoriya. Okay, Midoriya, just call me Watanabe. What's your quirk, little one? The little kid tells him that he doesn't have one and looks down. And they both look at him in shock. Well, Watanabe, this is perfect. Can you promise me that you'll be an amazing hero? Yes, I will. Be just like you. No, better than you. Good. Now call your family in here. He does so and Midoriya explains the situation. Well, I want you all to know I want to give your son my powers. The parents ask why, and he says that he is dying, and his powers, when transferred, will be cured as long as given to someone pure. Midoriya pats the kid on the head. But Izuku, that means... Yeah, that I will be dead. But I'll be watching from below or above, wherever I'm sent. They all begin to cry, and Midoriya places his hand on the boy's head. But this time, you will be more than just the Grim Reaper. You will be the one who truly can bring peace and make people feel safe. Watch after him, Kacchan, and make sure you become #1. Midoriya transfers his quirk, and his soul begins to leave his body, and they all watch as the light glimmers around him. He waves to them and is sent straight up. Bakugo crouches down and pats the kid on the head, while holding back tears. Let's both make him proud, okay?